The Discerner Geometry, Unit 2, Review 2. In this video, I'm going to look at 4, 5, and 6. They're all, most of them anyway, setting up equations, solving for x, perhaps plugging it in. So if we look at number 4, given measure of angle 1, there's angle 1, equals 7x minus 20, and measure of angle 2 equals 2x plus 95. Find the measure of angle 2. Now remember that whenever they say find anything other than x, typically you're going to have to solve for x and then you have to plug it back in. So if we look at the angles they gave us, angles 1 and 2. Since these are opposite, you have two lines intersecting, these are opposite, which means they're not together, they're not adjacent. These are a pair of vertical angles. Now remember that vertical, just a little hint, this shape right here is your V, vertical, and there's your A on the bottom, angles. And remember that vertical angles are equal. They have the same measures. So the first thing we're going to do is set 7x minus 20 equals 2x plus 95. And then we're going to try to solve for x. So we're going to subtract 2x from both sides first. That gives us 5x. And I'm going to go ahead in the same step. I'm going to, since I'm moving the x's over here, I'm going to move all the numbers to the other side. Plus 20, plus 20. These cancel, leaves us with 115 on that side. I'm going to divide by 5. And when I divide by 5, x is going to go 23 times. Now, it said again, find the measure of angle 2, so I'm not done yet, which means I have to go back to angle 2, which is 2x plus 95. I have to substitute that 23 in for x to get the measure of the angle. 2 times the 23 is 46, plus 95 will give us 141 degrees. That's the measure of angle 2 in number 4, 141 degrees. Number 5 says find the value of x that makes s parallel to t. So we're looking at these two angles, trying to figure out the relationship, and just write an equation based on the relationship, and then solve for x from there. We don't have to solve for an angle, so we don't have to plug anything in. So if we look at where these angles are, you've got 6x minus 9 degrees here, 5x plus 21 degrees up here. Both of these angles are outside these parallel lines, which means they are exterior angles. And since they alternate, one is on the left, one's on the right, these are alternate exterior angles. Now, if you don't remember the terminology, you can still remember the pattern that when you have the parallel lines, anytime you have two angles that are both acute or both obtuse, they're going to be equal to each other. 6x minus 9 and 5x plus 21, both of these are acute angles. So we're assuming that the lines are parallel, or we want to make them parallel, which means that these should be the same measure. So 6x minus 9 equals 5x plus 21. That's how you're going to start your equation. Now if I subtract 5x, that gives me leaves me with just 1x. There, the 5x's cancel. Now I'm going to add 9 to both sides, which means when I add, I'm going to get 30, so x equals 30 on number 5. Number 6 is the last one for this video. It says solve for x. What type of triangle is this? Note, the picture is not drawn to scale. So to get x is this third angle that we're missing. Remember that the sum of the angles in the triangle is always 180. Now, since this x is not, the x is kind of by itself, it's just one x, all I have to do is add these two angles that are given. When I add those, I get 73. And then subtract them from the total, which again was 180. 180 minus 73 gives me 107 degrees. So this is now 107. Now they said what type of triangles. Now I'm going to name it by both the angles and the sides. There is an obtuse angle. Both of these angles are acute, but there's one obtuse angle, so the triangle is obtuse. And since all three angles are different, that means all three sides are different, and when all three sides are different, we call that scalene. So this triangle is obtuse scalene.